the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Hi everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So we have a lot of tea to get through today. So sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So King Charles and Camilla just hosted an event with over 500 world leaders and foreign dignitaries ahead of Her Majesty's funeral. This was the event where President Biden, the Prime Minister of Canada, and of course the King and Queen of Spain attended. Now this is also the same event where there was rumors circulating that Prince Harry and Meghan were invited to this event and then disinvited to the event. First of all, let's make it 100% clear Meghan and Harry would have never been invited to this event. This event was for working royals only. They're meeting with world leaders and royalty from around the world. What would two ex-royals who have nothing to do with official royal duties be at this event for? They would have absolutely no reason to be there. I think King Charles has made it very clear that Harry and Meghan are building their new life afar. They're not in the fold. They're not performing royal duties. They do not represent the royal family. They do not represent the Queen. Even though they are family members, they do not represent her in a formal capacity. So a huge event with world leaders and dignitaries and royals from around the world wouldn't have two ex-royals who are removed from public life, who are removed from royal duty, attend the event and shake hands. That makes zero sense. So I believe this was a fake story put out by Scooby-Doo to make them relevant, to put them in the press, and of course, to make it look like, oh, the royal family is snubbing Harry and Meghan once again. I personally believe they were actually never invited. Again, this is for working royals. This is kind of a business dinner. Even though people are there to pay their respects, these are world leaders, presidents, prime ministers, again, working royals, people who represent the Queen, are the people who were at this official event. Now, I'm sure these people will see Harry and Meghan at the funeral, and perhaps they will mingle with them there, but this was an official working event, so of course Harry and Meghan would not be there. It's just like the Platinum Jubilee. Harry and Meghan were guests at the Platinum Jubilee, but they did not participate in the Jubilee. They were sitting in the church for the Thanksgiving, and that was pretty much it. And then they were hanging out the windows playing peekaboo. They were not going out to the crowds and shaking hands, representing Her Majesty. They weren't visiting people on behalf of the Queen in celebration of the Platinum Jubilee. They literally were attendants at the church service, like everyone else who was sitting there. They did not do anything to represent Her Majesty during the Jubilee, so why would you think they're representing her during her funeral? Again, they're non-working royals. Now, the grandchildren just participated in their vigil for Her Majesty the Queen, and that was actually very moving and very lovely to see all 8 of her grandchildren. I thought this was a beautiful way to give a final nod to Her Majesty. And I think she would have been proud to have seen all 8 of her grandchildren. Now, there was the big to-do about the uniform, uniform gate. And look, Harry looked lovely in his military uniform. I'm glad he got to show his respect for his grandmother for 15 minutes wearing his whole, military uniform. The problem is showing 15 minutes of gratitude to your granny in a uniform on the public worldwide stage. That's awesome. But how about when you step off the stage. When you go back to Montecito and you start paying some respect for your granny and for your family and for your country when you're living over in California. How about killing this tell-all book and having your wife shut down that podcast where she's constantly, saying horrible things about your family, constantly making up lies about them and playing the victim card? And how about killing that tell-all book? If you really want to show some gratitude and respect for your family, that is the way to do it. Not standing at your grandmother's coffin with your head bowed for 15 minutes wearing a military uniform where all of your Netflix cameras can go clickety click 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 and make it look like, oh, you're the dutiful grandson. Look at Harry. Oh, he's got his head bowed. Let's all feel bad for him. And yes, I do feel bad that you lost your grandma. But I'm going to feel even worse when you go back to California and you go ahead with this book and you trash your granny and you trash your family. Again, it's getting to be a little old, this playing the victim. If you and your wife are so happy and you want to get out of this royal institution that's just terrible, and your wife felt like a prisoner and she was trapped without a passport, then leave it behind. Nobody is forcing you guys to come back to the UK. Nobody is forcing you to do royal duties. Again, you're not even attending this dinner, son. No one is forcing y'all to do anything. You're literally there to pay respects to your grandmother who has passed. You're attending the funeral and then you're going home. You're not doing any royal functions because you're not a working royal. You've left that life 2.5 years behind. So why you and your wife are still crying victim and having people feel sorry for you as you cry in your little golden teacup, it's baffling. It's baffling. Again, no one is forcing you guys. You guys are free. You are free. Charles has taken his little scissors and he's cut it. You're free to go. He's even announced it in a speech as they find their new life abroad. Meaning, you ain't part of this, son. We're not expecting you to do any royal duties. There's no pressure. Go live your life. But you and your wife continue to claw your way back to the royal family. We're trying to shut the door and you're putting your foot in it. It's like, hi, we're trying to shut the door and lock it on you, telling you to don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. You're free to go, and you're still holding on to those royal titles. You're still having a lawsuit, 2 of them, with the Home Office for your security, and now you're complaining that your children are not getting the HRH title. Is anyone else confused? Because I'm confused. For 2 people who don't want to be royal and who've left to find financial freedom, you're still fighting to be a royal even though no one is fighting with you. They're like, you're good, we're good, you can leave, we're done, there's no argument here, but you guys are the ones who are fighting with yourself to be royals. The people of the UK are just fine that you're not there. They're like, nope, we don't need you, we're good. The royal family has said, nope, we don't need you, you're good. But you guys keep fighting, hey, we're royal, we need special perks, we need special treatment, we need security, our kids need to be HRHs, we need to have the Metropolitan Police when we come to the UK. It's like, really? You're not a working royal, son. What do you want? What exactly do you want? And your wife is still playing the victim card. But again, nobody is victimizing her. She's not a prisoner. I mean, the way she described being a prisoner, where they took her passport, but she took like 13 vacations in like a year and a half and had a house full of servants and a swimming pool and a gym and a staff of people. I mean, can you sign me up for this prison? Sounds like a vacation to me. Didn't sound that bad, honestly. But again, she's playing the victim card, but nobody is victimizing her. They don't care about y'all. They let you go. You're done. There's no strings pulling you back to the UK. So I'm a little confused why there's so much fighting for you guys to get all these royal privileges, but you don't want to do the work, or you want to do the work on your own time. Well, that's not how it works. Your grandmother said you can't be half in and half out, and I don't believe Charles is going to let you. I believe King Charles set down the president that they support you from afar. So even though there's been a lot of talk, will he, won't he, is King Charles going to get a backbone, or is he not going to have a backbone? Is he going to let Harry and Meghan come back into the royal fold? Well, honestly, I don't think he's going to. Of course, nothing has been decided because, again, Her Majesty the Queen hasn't even been buried yet. Let's give them some time to process this. But I personally do not see King Charles bringing the Sussexes back into the fold as working royals. The only way they could possibly do that is they would have to drop every single one of their deals, and they would have to permanently move back to the UK. But I don't see that happening. I do not see Megzy giving up her Netflix, her podcast, her Spotify, and moving back to be a working royal and then not being able to have her voice. Her voice. We all need to have Meghan's voice. Meghan loves to hear herself talk. That's never going to happen. I think we all know that Meghan likes to be very opinionated. She ain't giving that up, folks. Okay? She couldn't handle it for the whole 18 months that she was a working royal, and now that she's on the cover of magazines, that she's going to be appearing on talk shows, again, her narcissistic wet dream, her whistle has been wetted. She's not going to let that go. She's tasting it. Yummy. Oh, the fame. No, she's not going to go back to being a stiff, quiet royal who can't talk about herself. Again, it's a life of service, not self-service. So Meghan is never going to go back to being a working royal. Now Harry, maybe one day he will return as a working royal, but it will not be with his wife. That's the fact. Because Meghan will never go back to that. Because now that she's getting all that fame and those magazine covers and the interviews, it's like the gravy train is just a-floating. She loves it, okay? She loves this attention. Now there's a rumor going around that supposedly Sunshine Sachs is no longer working with the duo from Montecito. Yeah, so this could be changing quite a few things for Megzy. Sunshine Sachs was working really hard to make her smell like a rose and to get her all these lucrative deals and magazine covers and talk show appearances and whatever else. So now they're no longer working with the Sussexes. So that is very interesting, and the rumor is that Sunshine Sachs supposedly sacked the Duchess. That's right, folks. They dumped the Duchess. This is alleged, but it's on good authority that they're no longer working with Harry and Meghan. Now, it has been rumored a while ago Harry was tired of working. He didn't like the path that they were going down, so supposedly Prince Harry stopped working with them and it was just Meghan, but now they're no longer working with either one of them. So that's going to be interesting to see what kind of press is going to be out there for Meghan and for Harry now that they no longer have one of the biggest marketing PR agencies backing them. I guess poor little Omid Scobie, you better start drinking those Red Bulls, son. You're going to be working double duty out there, putting out some positive PR for the Duchess. You're by yourself, son. Good luck with that. So that's all I have for you today. Of course, on Monday we have the Queen's funeral. There's going to be a lot of coverage covering what's happening. I'll try my best. I can't guarantee I'll have any coverage for tomorrow, but let me know your thoughts. Do you actually believe that Harry and Meghan were invited to this event? Do you think that Sunshine Sachs is the one that dumped the Duchess? And what do you think is going to happen for their future PR? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and please be sure to check out all of my other social media accounts. And if you're not aware, I have a brand new Patreon membership for my RDT VIP family members. It's $3 a month. There, it's going to be a little bit more personalized vlogs, a little bit more intimate of a group, and we're going to have some fun over there, some monthly lives, some giveaways, some coupon codes for some upcoming merch, and of course, private content that won't be available on YouTube. So if you'd like to join and become a member, the link will be down below. As always, thank you for stopping by the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.